Hello, everyone, and welcome to my Let's Play of Pillars of Eternity. This is a role-playing game that was made by Obsidian Entertainment. It's a game that I've played only once before, and it was a couple of years ago at least, maybe three. I don't remember, to be honest, but I lost my save game because of the PS4 problem. So yeah, I'm going to be starting a fresh playthrough. So I'm probably going to play on normal. Yeah, because I think easy is going to be a little bit too easy. We'll see. Gonna have to get reacquainted with all of the controls and all that, but yeah.
5 wagons grope blindly for the path on a starless night, their master glancing ever upward to the skies for assurance that he is on the right course. A dim lantern his only protection against the encroaching darkness. But the skies bring no comfort, shining no light, betraying no hint of what they know. The caravan carries travelers bound for the frontier hamlet of Gilded Vale, you among them, where a local lord has offered land and wealth to settlers from abroad looking for a fresh start. You have taken suddenly ill, sweating and shivering, and one of the other travelers signals for the caravan master to stop on your behalf. He pulls up just in time to avoid plowing into the trunk of a fallen tree that bars the way ahead. You will go no further tonight.
Yeah, so just to let you know, there is a lot. Well, there is a lot of spoken dialogue in this, but some of it is not spoken. So I'm going to be reading out anything that is not spoken. It has a lot of text, and if you thought that the Outer Worlds had a lot of text, this one is probably 5, 6, 7 times more text than the other one. So we're going to go through character creation, I believe. So I don't remember what type of character I played last time. I think I used like some kind of ranger or something like that. Yeah, because I had a wolf companion. I'm probably going to go with fighter because yeah, I'd rather try something different. So we'll go with male. We have to switch to race. So I have choices here for the race. Humans, commonly called folk, are the most common race in the Deerwood, the Adir Empire, Old Valia, and the Valian Republics. Though not as large as the towering Amana, humans are known for their strength and willpower. So I'm going to get +1 resolve and +1 might if I go with that. Amana. The mighty Amana are the largest of the Kith races and are commonly found in or near oceans. Though not truly aquatic, they have an affinity for water, and many of their civilizations, such as Ruatai, are based on naval dominance. They are known for their unparalleled strength. So if I'm going to go with a fighter, it might be good to be an Amana. Third race is dwarf. By virtue of land covered and numbered of colonies settled, dwarves are the most well-traveled race in the world. They are commonly found in the Deerwood, the Valian Republics, and almost any colonized land. Dwarves are known for their great strength and tenacity. So they get +2 might, -1 dexterity, +1 constitution. Elves are the dominant race in Air Glanfath and the White that Wends, and are extremely common in the Deerwood and Adir. Elves are known for their speed and intelligence, as well as a commonly isolationist nature. Isolationist nature. Dexterity +1 and perception +1. Orlins are the smallest of the Kith races, though many cultures don't consider them to be civilized at all. Also notable for their large ears, two-toned skin, and hirsute bodies, Orlins are commonly found in Air Glanflat, the Ixamital Plains, and parts of the Dirwood. They are known for their mental intensity and sharp senses. So resolve +1, might +1, and perception +2. Kind of the equivalent of like halflings or, hobbits. And then godlike. The godlike are children of the Kith, civilized races who have been blessed with physical aspects associated with the gods, though some do not consider it a blessing. These aspects may take many forms and often come up with mystical powers. Aberrant head shapes are typical, and godlike are unable to wear protective headgear, as it is near impossible to find anything that fits. Because of their unusual nature and their inability to reproduce, godlike are often viewed with fear and wonder. So they get +1 dexterity and +1 intellect. So far I'm kind of hesitant between human or Amana. I think I'm going to go with human. Yep. Now, class, subrace. So meadow folk, the most common humans of the Deerwood, the meadow folk, or Tirtan, have lived in that area for almost 2,000 years. Meadow folk traditionally live at the edges of helven forests, working the open plains, hence their name. Most humans in the Deerwood are Tirtan. Fighting spirit, so that gives us a bonus. Once per encounter, 5 seconds after being reduced below 50% endurance, folk temporarily gain bonuses to accuracy and damage. Ocean folk, Kalbandra, originated near the equator on the other side of the globe and are currently the most widespread human group in that region, but they have also migrated to the far reaches of the world. Ocean folk are the dominant culture in the Valian republics and are also common in the Deerwood. So they get fighting spirit. I think that's the same thing, right? Yeah, so it's the same for all humans, really. So this is just really a flavor. Savannah folk, Natlan, come originally from just south of the equator, and with the exception of some groups that migrated north, have remained in the same location for over 10,000 years. The name Natlan literally means original. While quite common in Reed Saras, Savannah folk are not usually seen in the Deerwood and the Valian republics. I'm going to go with Meadow folk for the subrace. Class. So I have a bunch of different classes. So there's Barbarian, Chanter, Cipher, Druid, Fighter, Monk, Paladin, Priest, Ranger, Rogue, and Wizard. So the first character I played, the first time I played this game, I selected Ranger, and you have basically you have an animal companion that you can bond with. But yeah, you get +1 stealth and +2 survival. But for fighter, I think I'm going to go with that. So fighters form the front line of disciplined armies across the Eastern Reach. Though they are most commonly found in cultures with an organized martial structure, fighters can also be encountered as wandering mercenaries, bodyguards, and other types of sellswords. The most common element that unifies fighters is their heavy focus on endurance and melee defense. So starting ability, constant recovery. So fighters continually regenerate endurance at a modest rate during combat. Athletics +1, lore +1, survival +1. And yeah, that's all. So endurance, health, accuracy, and deflection. So we're definitely going to go with that. Now we have to choose a fighter ability, and we only have 2 choices. There's a Disciplined Barrage. The fighter intensely focuses on his or her training, significantly raising accuracy for a short amount of time. 1 per encounter, speed instant, effects, user +20 accuracy for 15 seconds. Or Knockdown, shoves an enemy with enormous force, knocking them prone and causing additional damage. This one is 2 per encounter, melee only, speed average. The effects, the target is prone for 5 seconds, and user full attack, 5/8 crush plus 5/8 crush, yeah, etc. So I remember using Knockdown on my Ranger, and it's a pretty powerful ability, so I'm going to use that. Attributes. So we have 15 points left to distribute to our character. As you can see, it puts stars next to the main abilities that you should put. So since I have 5, I'm going to put 5 in each. So this one I'm going to raise to 16. Constitution I will raise to 15. And Resolve I will raise to 16. So I think that's going to be a good, well-rounded fighter. So recommended for fighter, might, so 15 plus 1, so that's good. So I'm going to get 18% damage and healing, plus 12 fortitude. Constitution is also highly recommended for fighter, so Constitution of 15, and Resolve also highly recommended for fighter. So we're going to go with the basics just to get reacquainted with the game. Culture, so that's again probably something kind of flavor, but you get bonuses. So Aedir. The Aedir Empire is currently the largest and most powerful force in this part of the world. It is centered around the equator and has a tropical climate. Though the empire has colonies in numerous areas of the world, Greater Aedir is at its heart and houses the majority of its human and elven nations. So that would give us Resolve plus 1. Deadfire Archipelago, consisting of the nation of Nazitak, dozens of Amwa settlements, and hundreds of lawless pirate-infested islands that stretch along the southern sea. Deadfire is home to boreal dwarves, Amwa, and a mixed variety of other races. Deadfire Archipelago is the last stop for anyone headed east. A multitude of monstrous sea creatures infest the ocean beyond, making travel virtually impossible. Plus 1 dexterity. Examitil Plains. Also, it changes the appearance. Oh, that's cool. So Examitil Plains, located to the northeast of Erglanfat. The Examitil Plains are a large expanse of fertile savannas that are extensively farmed by human and Orlan residents. The Examitil culture is one of the oldest in the world, though one of the least imperialistic, having spread out little over the past several thousand years. So that would give us plus 1 to Resolve. Old Valia. Once the crown jewel of the southern seas, Old Valia is now the crumbled remnants of an empire of warring merchant nations. Counting many humans and dwarves among their ranks, the Old Valian countries are still forces to be reckoned with and are proud of their rich cultural heritage. So that would give us a bonus to intellect. Roatai, dominated by the Amwa nation of Roatai, the Gulf itself is host to a number of nations, most of them Amwa, Orlan, and Dwarven. Although these countries are relatively young, there are some of the most advanced colonial settlements in the east. The Gulf is a land of riches and resources for those who can make them, though the entire coast is often pummeled by violent storms. Constitution plus 1. Living Lands. So the Living Lands is the mountainous region of a large northern island renowned for its diversity of plant and animal life. Its weather is unpredictable and its ecosystems vary dramatically from valley to valley. The Living Lands are home to an assortment of races and a variety of colonial and independent settlements. So this one will give us plus 1 might. And finally, the White Det Wens, a large cracked southern expanse of polar ice. The White Det Wens is home to pale elves and small colonies of daring explorers, outcasts, and adventurers. While virtually no plant life grows in the White, it is home to many hardy species of dangerous animals that forage from the sea or prey upon each other to survive. So I'm definitely going to go with the Living Lands. I'd like to get the bonus to plus 1, so to might. So let's go with that. Background. Oh, so even further customization. That's pretty great. So colonist. You were part of a group that founded a fledgling colony in a distant land. Survival plus 2. Explorer. You find the siren call of the horizon irresistible. You cannot help but wonder what lies beyond the next hill or wave, and you've built your life around finding out. Lore +1, survival +1. Laborer, your life has been spent in the study of your craft. You trained and prepared, hoping to hone your skills and ply your trade, so we'll get +1 to athletics and +1 to mechanics. Merchant, you've traded goods from all over the world, pairing items with buyers of all kinds. Lore +1 and mechanics +1. Drifter, you've never quite fit in no matter where you go. Each new town is just a place to rest briefly before moving on to the next. You are more comfortable on the road, traveling the world. So that's kind of, that I'm inching towards this one so far. Hunter, you live for the thrill of the chase. Whether for glory or for sustenance, you have made your living taking the lives of wild creatures. So I'm pretty sure I took that when I did my ranger originally. So that one gives +1 to stealth and survival. Mercenary, blade in battle is your way of life. You solve your problems by pulling out your weapon and applying force. +1 to athletics and lore. And finally, scientist, the rules that govern the world are a set of alchemical formulae to you, waiting to be discovered and manipulated. So +1 to lore and +1 to mechanics. So I'm hesitating between Drifter and Hunter. I'm going to get stealth no matter what. So the only question is, do I want to have mechanics or Hunter or survival? I'm going to go with mechanics. I'm going to go with Drifter. Yeah. Appearance. Yeah, the portraits are kind of... Wait, can I change the portrait? Where do I change the portrait? Oh, down here. Okay. So facial hair. Okay. Yeah, I'm probably not going to have any facial hair, to be honest. Yeah. Head. Okay. That one I kind of like, the default one. Yeah, these are pretty generic. Let's go ahead one. Hair. So I'm at 14 now. Let's start at 1 to see. Oh, cool. Kind of like my real life hairstyle. Nope. No. Yeah, no, I think I'm going to go with number 1. Yeah, number 1. Portrait. So 23 was the... Wow. These are all completely inappropriate. I wonder if I'm going to find one that kind of matches what my character looks like. So far, the answer to that is no. Surely there must be some kind of bald guy in here. Well, yeah, there's this guy, but... so that's 31. Seems like it's like a monk. Yeah, no, I'm not sure I'm going to find someone that's like bald, so let's... You know what, the default one is this. It's not that big of a deal, it's just a portrait. It sucks that you can't really change that, but whatever. And skin is fine, so then voice, male smith.
Hey there.
Now I am the leader of the group. Yeah!
Okay.
Nice and slow.
I'll lead the way.
Sharp eyes and keen ears.
Death to our enemies.
Okay, so then there's female. Wait, voice none? Okay. So...
They'll never know I'm here. Watch and learn. Show them how it's done!
A blade in the dark. Well? No prisoners! Yeah. Follow me. Let's go!
Easy does it.
Come on.
Keeping quiet.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with stoic. All right, name. One of the fantasy names that I often use in these games is this one, so Baranor. So I'm going to use it for this one. There we go. The graphics are awesome on this game. Caravan Master Odema. The Caravan Master finishes addressing the group, his bushy red mustache and sagging jowls quivering as if for emphasis.
Everybody stays close to the wagons, got it? Stay out of the woods, and beasts take you if you are planning a stroll through those ruins up there.
He nods toward a looming black mass on the hillside.
Whole area's crawling with hut-dwelling types who would be happy to stick an axe in you for trespassing. So mind that you don't track mud on their sacred blazing rocks. Tonight, everybody stays put, and in the morning we'll get the path cleared. Gilded Vale's less than a day out. Understood?
At last, the Caravan Master turns to you, frowning as he looks you over.
Touch of the rumbling rot, could be. There's a stinging beetle round here, carries it. You'll be fine once it passes your innards. Unless you don't drink water, course. Which case you'll be dead in a day. There's a berry grows in these parts, small and pink, called a springberry. About the size of a fingernail. Give you cramps if you eat it, but the frontiersmen make a tea from it. Calms the insides. Should get you through the night. You might check around, see if you can find some. Meanwhile, I'll see if we can scare you up some water. I know you want to hunt before it gets much darker, but see about refilling our water first. Got a sick one
Hi
here.
Mark, what's this you're playing?
Hey there, I'm playing Pillars of Eternity. It's a role-playing game. Is this Candace? Oh, hey Candace. How are you? Yes, it's called Pillars of Eternity. Have you ever heard of it? Where would I find these berries?
They grow on a bush that's common round here, kind of funny looking. You'll know it when you see it. Doubt you'd have to go far off the road to find one.
What are those ruins?
Nothing you won't see on half the hills of Air Glonfoth. Money to be made selling their knickknacks in Defiance Bay, if you don't mind getting stuck with Glonfoth and arrows now and again. They didn't build them, but I'll be the effigy if they don't watch them like a mother bear. Of course, all the ones around here have been ransacked 10 times over. Got nothing left worth half a pond, so I hear.
Yeah, you're the only one that calls me by my real name. I should remember that, but it's been a while since you've looked at one of my streams, so I just wanted to make sure. Yeah, so it's called Pillars of Eternity. It's a game that was made by Obsidian. I played once before, and that was probably 3 years ago, but yeah, I'd completed the game, but now I'm starting off fresh because, of course, you know, my previous save game was lost. And I also have Pillars of Eternity 2 coming up after, so my brother lent me the game, so I'm going to be playing that afterwards as well, once I'm done with this one. Who did build the ruins?
Got different names for them. Settlers called them Ingwithans. Nobody that liked them enough to stop them becoming ruins, tell you that much.
Is it dangerous out here?
I was
Not if you
avoiding
hurry about your
spoilers for
business.
parts of Outer Worlds I haven't seen.
Oh, that's okay. Yeah, I finished Outer Worlds yesterday, so no spoilers for that anymore. I finished that playthrough.
And not if the weather holds up.
There's a concern in his tone, but he does not elaborate. What kind of weather do they get out here?
This time of year, rain mostly, and wind. But there's a different kind of wind out here time to time. Locals call it a beowick, born out of the ether, the spirit's path. Never seen it myself, never care to.
What are these huge rocks coming out from the out of the ground?
They don't got Audra where you come from? Well, it just grows up out of the ground like this. Goes deep like tree roots. Some of it all the way to the heart of the world, you believe the stories. It's more like a shell than a proper rock. Easier to work if you're a mason. Got all kinds of strange properties. Seems to have some kind of life of its own. Dies if it gets dug up. Loses its luster. Folks think it probably grew at one point or another, but not these days. The soul butchers in Defiance Bay use it for different things. I've heard tell it can hold a man's soul, but I don't care to see it. Got enough to worry about without seeing something like that.
Yeah, so this game has a lot of dialogue that's recorded, but unfortunately they did not record everything, so I'm going to be reading some text out loud whenever that happens. I hear that the second game is fully voiced, so every line of dialogue was recorded. Anyways, I'll go see about those berries then.
Hold on. Take someone with you. I know you're not some helpless tenderfoot, not like most of this lot. But you drop dead, I don't want to be looking for the body. Got a schedule to keep.
He scans over the travelers, resting his eyes at length on a sturdy, armor-clad woman.
The game's a bit louder than you are.
Oh, yeah, I'll adjust the sound. Armor-clad woman who has spent the journey's nights sleeping on uneven ground without blanket or pillow.
Kalisha. Kalisha!
The woman looks up on her own time.
He needs to find some springberries. Watch that he doesn't drop dead.
No promises.
What kind of guide says something like that?
Kind you can afford.
Don't listen to her. You're in good hands. And I pay too well, if anything.
He casts a sidelong glance at her, and I pay too well, if anything.
Off with you. Hayden should have supplies. See that you're equipped before you head out. We're in harsh country. Get your berries and hurry back. And if you get so much as a tickle of wind, you drop everything and you run. Something in the air tonight. If it's a Beawick, we'll shelter in the ruins. Hut dwellers be damned.
Okay.
You heard the man. Let's get going before you keel over.
So let me maybe reduce the master volume a little bit. Let's go with 70 to start with. Okay, so I'm going to try and get reacquainted here. So my character is here. I have a companion. Let's go with tutorials. Okay, conversations. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so I only have a tutorial for conversations yet? Okay. Conversations involve you, another character, and sometimes parties like bystanders or companions who may interject. Your choices affect the story and will build a reputation for your character. People will learn of your reputations, good and bad, and will respond accordingly. Your character's attributes, skills, class, race, culture, and sex may all open up options for you in dialogue. These options are not necessarily superior to the other responses.
So, other than beating Outer Worlds in its new DLC, how's it been going for you?
Oh, it's been going well. Yeah, pretty much awesome. My son is coming back to live with me starting at the end of the month, basically when classes end on his end. So yeah, I'm pretty happy about that. And yeah, so far it's a pretty quiet summer. Although summer is starting in, what, 3 weeks from now? Probably? 4 weeks. Anyways. Yeah, I'm good. How about you? Inventory. How do I go to my inventory? Let's go to controls. General radio menu. Combat. Trying to remember how to go into my inventory here. Does it show? Movement, pan camera, Combat radio menu.
I'm doing all right. Wind mauled my habanero plants when I put them outside. Started sprouting some radishes.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so here's the radio menu. Okay, so if I want to go to inventory, the inventory is navigated using both left stick and right stick. Use L to navigate the grid and R to navigate the menu sections. Okay. You can toggle the inventory stash by pressing R3. If expert mode is active, the stash can only be accessed when camping or in town. Okay. Oh yeah, now I remember. So there's like a stash. Yeah, okay. So these are the attributes. The recipes. Oh yeah, okay. So the stuff that I'm going to get is going to go there, and the stash is on our tree, and it's empty right now. Okay. And you can get categories for... Okay, so, and just to know, I have right now equipped, I have a spear, and the armor, I have a padded armor, and I also have a shield, a large shield. Caravaneer. Caravan life doesn't agree with you, does it? You look as raw as that merchant Heoden. Okay. So yeah, it's a kind of similar game to Baldur's Gate, if you've ever played that game. The original one, I mean. Can I pick
I'll get it open.
Oh, I need lockpicks.
I'll get it open.
Yeah, okay. I don't have any lockpicks. Tapping X lets you interact, yeah.
Anyone need supplies? I've got sundries for sale.
Oh, there's the Odin. You see a man wearing simple but mostly neat clothes. He's transfixed, however, by a ragged tear in the seam of his tunic.
Brought a whole wagon full of goods to sell, but not enough shirts for the road.
Scratches.
Haven't played Baldur's Gate, but it's not the only game in that style.
Yeah, I know. There's a ton of them out there. He scratches one cheek with his knuckles. It's covered with uneven stubble, but as if he hasn't quite gotten used to shaving on the road.
Say, is there anything you need? I've got some basic traveling supplies for sale if you'd like to take a look.
Who are you?
I'm a trader, originally from the Adir Empire, but I've been trying to establish new business out here. Life on the road has brought some unexpected challenges, to be sure. And I'm sure you've noticed how prickly the locals can be. But we're here to make the most of things, right?
We might as well try. My thoughts exactly.
Something else you need? Looks like we're settled for the night.
So as you can see, some lines of dialogue were recorded, others not. So it's kind of strange in that way, but I'm guessing budget reasons. This game was actually funded through Kickstarter mainly several years ago. I think it's a game that came out in 2000. What? Let me check online real quick. Yeah, March 26th, 2015. But it came much later on the consoles, of course, like it always does. Tell me about the Adir
The description
Empire.
text isn't dialogue, so it makes sense to me that it's not voiced.
The mainland is a continent northwest of here.
No, I mean that some lines of dialogue are not
Ceres in
spoken.
the Deerwood. About 150 years ago, Deerwood won its independence from the Empire. A fact our companions are quick to remind me of.
Why'd you move all the way out here?
Because it seemed friendlier than Raed Ceres? My brothers took over the family mercantile business a few years ago, and there wasn't enough for me to do back home. I moved out to try and expand.
See this one here. Why is he not speaking it? It's like kind of half and half, and yeah. So Yeah, I'm probably going to read those out eventually, but yeah. If there's people watching and commenting, I just don't want to speak over the comments. So, sounds reasonable enough. All right, let's see what you got. Stores allow you to trade and sell your items for copper pieces or items in the store's inventory. Stores are navigated, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so he has a bunch of stuff. But do I have... I have 100 copper pieces. Okay. Does he sell lockpicks? How do I get up there? Oh, yeah. 38 copper pieces for one lockpick, or is that for all three? No, I'm gonna... No. Pass those up. Probably gonna find one out here somewhere, hopefully. And yeah, I think you can look at the map. Yeah. So it's yeah. Basically, you have a fog of war, and yeah, and world map. Whoop. Yeah. So right now I'm at that place. Well, kind of in between Gilded Vale and Silant Liss. So. Yeah, that's the main map, world map. All right, so I search these things. Oh, yeah. Oh, there we are. Deer wooden clothing, so that's light armor and some lockpicks. And now we'll be able to open up that chest, maybe.
I've got it.
Sure.
Finished.
Potion of minor endurance. Yeah. Right. Why is my companion not following? Oh, I think it's because I haven't selected them all. How do I select them all again? Oh my.
Keeping quiet.
So that's stealth. Let me see. Yeah, it's been ages since I've played this, so the controls are kind of foggy. Hold, select characters, okay. Okay, but what if I want to move all of them? Can't she follow me? I want to move them all together. Okay. Oh. So R1, yeah, that's fine, but outside combat, move orders. Oh,
sure.
okay. But I don't want to do that. How do I select all the characters? Damn it. Oh boy.
Anyone who plays games can relate to learning and relearning how to make them work.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, okay, so I found out that it's... So I have to press R1 and L1 together. And also now the camera is like not following, so I think I have to press L3. Yeah, okay. We're good to go. Hooray. So I'm out to look for berries because apparently I have some kind of disease or something. Fallen tree doesn't budge. Sap oozes from the jagged
Not looking
wound.
forward to trying to lift that thing tomorrow.
Hey, I was reading. Yeah. It's So can't go there. Oh, no, that's just a camp. Okay. Yes, now they tell me how to. To select all party members at once, press L1 and R1 simultaneously. Yeah, you're a little bit too late on that. Spar fell.
I'll have your water soon enough. Stream's not going anywhere.
Okay. Oh. Add Mets Rith. What does that do? And also, okay, so I have to switch to, oh, there. How can I examine? This distinctive herb is a common sight in open fields and meadows, bearing small arrow-shaped leaves which encircle red flowers. It earns its name from its association with the final resting place of Admeth Hadrit, though the particulars of the story change with each retelling. I think you can basically do potions with that, or alchemy of some kind. This path winds through a narrow canyon back the way you came.
We shouldn't stray too far.
Grooves in the road mark the passage of hundreds of caravans. Okay.
Let's check by those outcroppings.
Hey, our first combat. Okay, so combat entry tutorials. Let's go check that out. Pillars of Eternity combat uses a pausable real-time system. Because you will often manage more than one character at a time, it's a good idea to pause the game, issue orders, and resume real-time to see the orders play out. So, same thing as Baldur's Gate and many other games of that nature. I think Divinity Original Sin is kind of the same way, right? All characters in the game have 4 primary defenses: Deflection, Fortitude, Reflex, and Will. Together with Accuracy, these determine the chance for an attack to hit or miss. If you're having difficulty hunting an enemy, try switching to a different weapon or attack. Most enemies have 1 or 2 strengths and weaknesses. Sometimes a weapon or spell simply isn't well suited to penetrating an enemy's damage reduction. When the attack hits, the DR will wipe out all but a small percentage of the incoming damage. Take heed, note the damage type that's being blocked, and try a different type of damage. You can switch to new weapon sets by selecting the weapon icon in the combat radio menu. Sounds good. Okay, so in combat, the reticle is used to control your characters. Yep. Yep. Okay, so me, I'm going to attack, and Felicia will also attack. Yay, unpause. Kick his ass. Young wolf, badly injured. Okay, how was that? Wolf hide, sure. Seems like it's a dead animal of some kind here.
This is it.
Oh, this is the springberry I needed? Okay. You're kind of a mystery to the rest of the caravan. Just some kind of wanderer the way I hear it. That sort of thing needs to happen. That sort of thing tends to happen with orphans. How is it you happen to come here? Burn down the... I never had a place to call home. Still looking. You got a lot on your mind then. Hopefully things work out in the end, but in my experience, they don't always. Kalisha breathes in her surroundings. Been a long time since I've been this way, but I always did like it. Lord Raedric's offer makes a girl think. I'll give him that. You here to settle like the rest of the lot? I hadn't given it much thought. No harm in that. Might as well see the place first. So you must have some other plan in mind for coming this way. I'm just looking for some adventure, really. You should hook up with an expedition. Some of the bigger towns send regular groups out to unexplored places, as long as you don't mind a little danger. Anyway, I'm wasting time here. Odema will give me an earful. Let's be on our way. Why are you here? Kalisha sighs unevenly. Her eyes search the ground at her feet. My sister moved out here some time back. She sent me a letter. She seemed worried, but that's how she always is. This time, though, she asked me to come out, and that's got me a little worried. I haven't seen her in ages, been doing guide work in Examidil. But I'd do anything for her. She's a much better woman than me. So I'm here, and we'll see. Odema I've worked with before. He doesn't usually drive a route this way, but he's doing it for me. Tell me about yourself. I've got simple needs. I like open skies and far horizons. I find work that lets me live that way. My family wanders too. We started in Deerwood, but my parents ended up in the Living Lands. I've got a brother in Huatai and another in Adir. My sister in Gilded Vale. She's the only real homebody. What can you tell me about Deerwood? Not much for history, but from what I know, it used to be part of the Adir Empire. Broke off after a war some years back. The locals here are feisty, and that's how they like it. I've been out of touch, but I've been hearing weird kinds of things about it lately. People having trouble giving birth, I guess. A lot of them. Been going on for years now, but somehow it's getting worse. With an uneasy tremor in her voice, she adds, I'll have to ask my sister more about it. Alright, let's get back to camp. You know, I wouldn't hold my breath that Sparfel's getting you water anytime soon. He does what he feels like, when he feels like it. We should check up on him first, slap him around a little. Stream's just down that way. Come on, let's get you your water. Okay, so we met Sparfel on the way here. Let me just explore, because I like exploring. To pick up Burned Lady. Yeah. Seems like some kind of mushroom. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Deer. Oh, I'm not going to attack it. Travelers maybe, or looters, or bandits. Bad sign any way you figure it. The corpse is cold to the touch, and a ripe smell wafts from its putrid waves.
Oddly timed tutorials aren't the most helpful.
Yeah. A dark-crusted bloodstain besmirches its simple linen clothing. Can I make it so that these things stay longer on the screen? Oh, sweet. This option is enabled. Developer commentary audio will play at certain points throughout the game. Wow. Oh, tooltip delay. Is that it? Maybe. Let's increase it to 1 second to see if it's better. Yeah, I think it's better. Okay, leather armor and some lockpicks. Is that better than what I'm wearing?
Delay is how long before it shows, not how long it stays up.
Oh. Okay. Where's the leather armor? Probably in the stash? No, this. Okay. So this one is DR6, recovery speed minus 30, and this one is DR4, recovery. Okay, so it's better. So let's wear that. There we go. This one is just clothing. Yeah, no, let's go with leather armor. It's better. Okay. I cross this? Can't go in water. Probably too deep. I know I should be getting to Sparfell.
What a surprise. Sparfell went hunting. At least he left the water skins. Come on.
Okay. Let's crouch at the riverbank and dip your water skin into the cool water while Kalisha waits nearby, keeping watch. As you rise, you notice her look up sharply towards the tree line. You have gained an item. Full water skin, blah blah. Okay. Out of the trees emerges Sparfell, one of the guides barely discernible in the dim moonlight. He no longer carries his bow, and there is a strangeness to his gait, his stride wobbly as he moves towards you with labored breath.
Sparfell? Are you all right?
Sparfell's toe catches on a rock, and he collapses forward in a heap, the feathered shaft of an arrow planted between his shoulders like an enemy flag. Uh-oh. This is bad.
Ambush!
Yeah, ambush. Okay, so yeah, let's... pressing or holding gives you access to the selected characters' abilities, spells, and quick items and weapon sets. So I'd like to do... what's it called? That's not the right one. Knockback. So let's go do knockback for this. Is it me that's going to do it? Anyways, let's unpause. Looks like it's better concentrating on one than going our way.
Let's go!
Back. Well, so far I'm not getting murdered, so normal difficulty should be fine.
Come on, we have to get back to camp.
Yeah, let me loot the bodies first. Hunting bow. Hide armor. It's not as good as what I'm wearing, and a gat. And what about the other one? 10 copper pieces. Footprints around the campfire are indistinct and may have been here for days or longer. Beer! Sweet. Oh yeah, I remember. Yeah, if you go into stealth, you can sometimes discover these things. I suddenly had a flash about this. And see, I just found a unique pistol. The Disappointer, two-handed. Yeah. What's that? Dry cap. Oh, deer cap. Sorry, not dry cap. Yeah, I should probably go to the camp, right? But the explorer in me wants to, check all of this place out. Looking at the map, I've explored pretty much everything apart from this area. Alright, I'm probably going to get opportunities to explore anyways, so let's just keep going. Okay, yeah, I know that. Well, at least it's giving me tutorials. Just in a strange order, I guess. Oh, great. Let's concentrate on the archer first. Okay, fine. Go! Okay, looks like got intercepted.
Let's go!
Attack on one single target. Down. It's sort of auto attacks as well, so even if you don't give orders, it is managing itself in some ways. These guys seem to be pushovers, to be honest. Good stuff. Oh, hatchet. Oh yeah, and that's something else also. If you're like looting more than one body, they just regroup them all in one single thing, it seems like. So I'll just do take all. This one. It's probably the same thing, yeah. Uh-oh. All around you lie the massacred remains of the other travelers, peppered with arrows and knife hilts, splayed and bug-eyed and filthy. Kalisha puts the back of her left hand to her mouth as if to ward away some poisonous vapor. A handful of dark figures stands above the fallen, treading on limbs and backs and heads, jerking their axes from bodies as if from half-split logs. One of them, towering and severe with a thick beard tasseled with knots, holds a wet blade at the neck of the man you recognize as Heoden, the last of your caravan left standing. Lay down your arms, trespasser. Do not forfeit this man's life for a fight you will lose. The ruin has not been sullied by our hands, men of Ir Glanfat. Your words carry no weight when I have seen the truth with my own eyes. Blood must be paid for this intrusion. So I say again, lay down your arms. Yeah, so there's a lot of choices here. I distinctly remember that you can save his life. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do Athletics 1, so rush the man before he can react. He shoves Heoden toward you. As he does so, the man rakes his blade against Heoden's torso. Heoden screams and stumbles forward, a white gash in his clothing beginning to bloom crimson. The man sets his feet to engage you, his axe raised high. Okay, so that's Heoden. Okay, so let's go and attack this guy, and we'll deal with the other guys after. So far, so good. Your enemy lies supine on the ground, unable to rise, his companions now silent among the other dead. His breath comes in wheezing, fistful gasps. He looks not at you, but at the sky above you. Forgive us. Barely audible beneath his choked sighs, a whisper of wind stirs the air. At this, the man's eyes roll back as he closes them. Good, good. The gods are just. A queer smile crosses his face. I am ready. The wind begins to swell, whipping around the camp, electric and volatile, upending pots and rattling tents like an angry spirit. You can feel it begin to seep beneath your skin, and where it pierces you, it feels as though it is rending you apart from within. Seated against the wagon wheel amidst the howling maelstrom, slashed across chest and bowel, Odema's body stirs, and with great effort he raises his sagging head, his eyes barely open. He looks directly at you.
Get inside! Run!
Okay. Straining against a gale that threatens to pull you off of your feet with every step, you set your hands in the worn folds of weathered rock and set about pulling yourself up the precipice. With a last burst of energy before your arms give out, you swing yourself up onto the ledge. Theoden trails behind, slowed by injury and delayed by early hesitation. As he nears the face of the rocks, one of the fallen attackers who had been feigning death lunges for Theoden and topples him onto the rocky ground. Restrained, Theoden lashes out against his fatigued assailant, but struggles to break his hold. They are close to you. Despite the wind, from your position, if you were to throw your weapon at the attacker, you would have a good chance at hitting your mark. So I don't have dexterity 15, so that option is not available. I'll throw my weapon at the attacker. Does that mean I'm going to lose my spear? I guess so. Your aim is true, and the hit jars Theoden loose. Lurching to his feet, Theoden clambers up the base of the rocks. As he nears the top, however, the wind flares, pulling him sideways and tearing one of his hands free. But diving out onto the hard rock, you manage to catch hold of it. Securing his other hand, you pull with waning strength, and it feels as though your arms will be jerked from their sockets. They hold just long enough for Theoden to set his feet and join you on the trembling ledge. There is a deep resonance of the swelling wind now. You feel it in the rocks beneath your feet and inside the cavity of your own chest, as though it would shake the marrow from your bones. Each new gust menaces the old stones before you, loosening connections, unsettling balances. As you dart beneath the old archway, the entire portal begins to fall beneath its own weight. Oh yeah, this place. Little bit ringing a bell, but as I said, it's been years that I've played this game, so it's kind of like almost brand new.
Was that?
Yeah?
A Bewick. Had to be.
Then we're lucky to be alive.
And we're the only ones.
We can't stay here. There could be another collapse. We're not getting out that way anyway. Let's get further inside. Can you walk?
Theoden's jaw tightens. He nods. Okay, so we're not getting out that way. And I did lose my weapon, right? Look at my inventory. Yep. So I'm gonna have to equip a new one. I guess this hatchet's gonna have to do. I'm tempted to just equip a pistol though. I'm a fighter. Yeah, let's equip a hatchet. Yeah. Better than nothing, I guess. Alright, so hunting bow, yeah. What does beer do? Oh, it's just beer. Oh, +1 damage reduction for 300 seconds. While few foreigners have much kind to say about the beer in the Deerwood, where locals prefer to indulge in narcotics, beer is still a staple of every inn, home, and drunken feud. Alright. Let's go,
They'll never know I'm here.
cautiously. Because I remember that this place is trapped. Can I examine this?
That should be far enough. But what now?
We look for another way out. Storm has to die sometime.
What happened out there? Kalisha shakes her head. Windstorm. Of a kind they only get in Air Glanfap. Not too many people live through them, so it's hard to know what's true. The Glanfatan word is Bioak. To them, it's the gods' way of reaping the souls of the land that couldn't find their own way out. But they'll take a living soul as soon as a dead one. Still got yours? Who attacked us? Glanfatans. Those be the hut dwellers Odema warned you about. Look to be fangs of Galawain, who are the twitchiest of the lot. They go ruin to ruin, looking for fights with colonists. Poor Odema, I think he half expected this once we lost the main road. The Glenfaddens said we trespassed in the ruins. I don't believe that. Odema would never allow it, but as much as the Fangs are hotheads, Glenfaddens don't attack without being provoked. Either they saw something and got the wrong idea, or she glances down the passage beyond. Or there's looters in here with us, and that's not something we need right now. What about everyone else in our caravan? Kalisha's lips press together and her chin rumples. Her voice is faint. The wheels got hold of them now. She looks up. Gods grant them better luck in their next lives. Let's get going. Heoden takes a step forward and his knee buckles, and before anyone can catch him, he stumbles to the ground, his cheek striking the time-worn cobbles. On unsteady legs, he claws his way up the wall and back to his feet, but his stance is shaky, like a sailor walking on land after a time at sea.
Could we maybe stay here and rest a few hours? I've lost some blood. It seems quiet off to the left. Might be a place to rest there.
I hate to say this, but we can't afford to stay put. Those Glonfathens were riled about something. Could be we got company in here. Looters will be armed and ready to kill, and there's probably a lot of them. We can't be caught sleeping in their beds.
Yeah, I kind of
Please,
agree with that.
I just need to lie down for a while. Then we can move as fast as you want.
Maybe you didn't hear me. We are gonna die in here if we don't get moving and get this place figured out before the looters come back. We've either got to find the exit or a damn good place to hide.
Kalisha's right. We have to press on. We don't know what we're up against.
I'll do my best.
Okay. So left said that there was a place to camp. Is that it?
Someone else has been here. We should move.
See if they left anything useful behind.
Yeah.
They'll never know I'm here.
So a mace. Oh, that's better, I think. So 13, 19 crush damage. I'm doing 11, 16 with my hatchet right now. So yeah, definitely better. Camping supplies and a hammer and chisel. Let's take all. And what about this crate? Or these crates? Is that a small shield and a torch? Sure. Alright, so let's go to our inventory. We'll swap out the hatchet for the mace. And yeah. Medium shield. Okay, so my shield is better than all of these. Yeah. Well, it does give me a penalty to accuracy though, but yeah, more defense is better. Alright. Let's keep on going. What are the I have status effect, right? Active effects. Strange illness, -3 concentration, -3 fortitude. Wow. And what about him? Bruised ribs, -4 constitution. Okay. Yeah, resting would probably be the best thing, but yeah. I think I've rested, and yeah, it doesn't really.
Quiet.
You'll see. What's that? Oh, that's a exotrip. A trembling, sickly creature emerges from the dark, clutching his spear. Knobby elbows and tin ribs show through its scaly flesh, but you recognize it as a Xarip. It watches you cautiously, breathing in ragged sighs. Raise your arms and stand still. The creature cocks its head and approaches you, a soft clicking sound emanating from the back of its throat. The creature sniffs around you and finds nothing of interest. It steps back and resumes its defensive posture. Slowly back away. The Xorib watches warily as you go. Oh, okay. Sorry about that. Guess you really didn't want me to come here. I'm so sorry. Although I think this is not the first one that I'm going to kill in my life. Yeah, Zark, spear, and a medium shield. I'm going to leave those because I'm going to become over-encumbered eventually. I'm going to take those though. Yeah.
I'll be quiet.
Is there something in here? There's a corpse.
Wait. Do you hear that?
Hear what? Crossbow, leather armor, Engwitan relief gem. Okay. A mace, a torch, a tattered journal. Let's read that journal. The small folio is torn in several places and blood is soaked into several of the sheets. One later entry is still legible, however. I can't believe my luck. A few rounds of dice and I've got my hands on a genuine Engwitan artifact. Fellow who had it said it was a pretty nothing. As far as he's concerned, he's not willing to go digging in some ruins. But if he's right about this gem leading to a hidden treasure, then that's worth sneaking past a few painted elves. I'll head to Silant Lys in the morning, then it's just a matter of finding this relief he was talking about. Aha. Look at the map real quick. Okay, so yeah, let's keep exploring this way. Oh, what is that? It doesn't tell me. Skulder Whelp. Let's go into town.
Let's go!
Ouch. Oh, we're stunned. Come on. Okay. Hatchet. No, I'm good.
They'll never know I'm here.
That
I
looks
might
weak.
be able to break
Could
through
be a
here
shortcut.
if I were feeling better.
Okay, so there's a shortcut here. But I want to go explore the other place.
Stay quiet.
Oh yeah, now this chamber I remember. Those glyphs are trapped. Yeah. So I can go and
Worth a look.
potentially disarm these.
Let's go!
Does it work? Failed to disarm.
Let's go!
No? Okay.
Worth a look.
Let's go!
So when they're in red, it's like we can't...
Let's go!
Oh, I did disarm that one.
Let's go!
Found something.
Let's go!
Okay. Actually, let me just... Can I open this door? What are those? That roundish symbol, I'm pretty sure I saw it on one of the tiles back there. Okay, what is this? A symbol of a patterned circle is inscribed on this pillar. An unlit brazier sits at its base. It could be lit if you had the means. Use the torch to light the brazier. Flames kindle swiftly into the brazier, winding their way upwards. Okay, can I do the same thing? Oh wait, I just remembered. Do I have to turn them all on? I don't remember. Here I am, experimenting with stuff. I get the feeling that I did not do this correctly, but you never know. Is there more here? No.
Nice and slow.
Traps, maybe? Oh. Oh boy. Yeah, I've gotten discovered. Black oozes. What's that? Poleaxe. Oh, that's pretty big.
Keeping quiet.
Where did that slime come from? Wonder. Viscous and oily, this muck clings to anything it touches. What about this thing? Oh, that's the a viscous slick of something dark and tar-like runs down this wall. The shapes and bulges in the ooze suggest that something lies beneath it, but you can't tell what. Use your water skin to clear off the ooze. You rinse the ooze away, revealing an intricate relief of a man's face. The sunburst surrounding it has chipped away in places, but the details of his head, from the tight curls of hair to the ridges of his pointed ears, still showcase remarkable craftsmanship. One eye socket's empty, a gem fills the other. Place the gem in the eye socket. The chamber begins to rumble, stray rocks dancing across the tile floor. Finally, a large section of the wall gives way.
Stay quiet.
More ooze. Back. Okay, and there was something here. What's that? Minor cloak of protection. Sweet. And an amethyst and a Aedra. So let's pick all of that up and go to our inventory and equip that cloak. Boom. Sweet. How can I rotate my character around? That's not what I meant to do. I have no clue how I can rotate my character, but anyways, this cloak gives me +5 fortitude, +5 reflex, and +5 will. Nice. And there's...
They'll never know I'm here.
Okay, cool. That was nice. Now, this mural must be ancient, yet the colors are still bright and vivid. It shows a procession of Ingwitans from all the Kith races, Amois, Elf, Orland, Dwarf, and Human. They walk among pillars similar to the ones that span this chamber, each one topped with a flame. Okay. I just noticed the symbols on top of the pillars there, but not really sure what this does. Does it disarm the traps?
Keeping quiet.
Let's just go with me for now. If I walk over here.
Found something. Let's go!
Failed to disarm the trap.
Found something. Let's go!
Failed to disarm.
Worth a look. Let's go! Worth a look. Let's go!
Yeah, I'm really failing to disarm. I probably should have done a teeth.
Found something. Let's go! Worth a look. Let's go!
So I'm guessing maybe the symbols that are showing are the ones that, that
Found
are not
something.
trapped, or the ones that
Let's
are
go!
on the pillars, maybe, for the different races. Yeah, that's probably it. But yeah, I'm not going to go through there. I think there's like a an alternate way through this thing here. crack runs along this wall from floor to ceiling. A light gust of air passes through it. So I can use the hammer and chisel to weaken the wall. You set to work. The cracks lengthen and widen with your efforts, but the process is more taxing than you'd expected. Sweat beads your forehead and your muscles begin to ache. Continue chiseling at the wall. After several long moments, you begin to see light on the other side. With one final tap, several blocks of stone shift, then tumble loose, clearing a gap just wide enough to pass through. And I've lost an item, hammer and chisel. Okay.
Keeping quiet. I could scout ahead, see what's around the corner.
No, you're in no shape to scout. Yeah, let's take this one. Okay. Okay. That went fairly well. And I can't search these.
Stay quiet.
Okay. Odin's getting pretty rough. Half is, what is it? Is health or... gotta go to character. Where do I see his, I don't know. Oh yeah, health is a 63 out of 116.
Is he wearing armor? Can you put some on him?
Yeah, it looks like
He seems quite squishy.
Yeah, leather armor. So he's wearing the same thing as me. And he's wielding, seems like double daggers. Yeah, dagger. Yeah, so I don't think I have any armor that's better for him. This one's 5, 6. That's what he's wearing. These are 5. Yeah, so. Well, he's as squishy as me, really. It just, I think it's this the bruised ribs condition that's causing the issue. So I could always go rest, but I have a distinct recollection that if we go rest, it's going to make matters worse. So.
Feels like there's a draft coming through that wall.
I think we found an exit.
I don't hear any sign of that storm either.
One at a time, please. Don't talk all at once. God. Oh, spiders. Sweet. Spiders.
Let's go!
Go. Kill him. Oh, come on, really? Okay, let's attack this one. Why can't she go past? Wait a minute. Kalisha, what the hell are you doing? No, that's me. I want Kalisha to move here. Then, oh. Okay, that spider just blew up. Okay, so... Yeah, so basically, yeah, there's an alternate route, really. More spiders. Oh, there's a big one.
Let's go!
Kill it with fire. Oh, that wasn't so bad. What's that? Spear spider leg. Sure, I'm sure that'll come in handy. Alright. So I guess we'll exit. Or, yeah. I'm gonna have to finish the stream soon, right after this a little cutscene here. All right. Yeah. 4 figures stand before an otherworldly apparatus, an ancient structure of chiseled hydra and metallic veins, ominous and looming like a silent observer. Standing motionless in their midst is what appears to be a human body, colorless as stone or ash. The other figures gaze upon it in what might be contemplation. From your vantage point, you are well obscured from their view. The figure closest to the machine stands out among them. A thick gray beard frames a face otherwise hidden beneath a metallic mask. His faded robes are embroidered with a runic language unlike anything you have ever seen, and he wears a strange black headdress with 2 protrusions that jut out like the wings of some malevolent creature.
Oathbinder, bear witness, and see this man has kept his word true to his last breath, full to his blood's last drop. Guide his soul, queen that was, and regard it among your favored. Let his life by the key be his confession. Let his death by the key be his absolution. May he walk the world ever free of the crushing weight of the book. Your brother has done his part, and you have seen the power of his contribution. I will accept no further hesitation from the rest of you. In the sight of the queen that was, will you fulfill the oath? Will you take your place beside your brother in the endless esteem of her memory that is without flaw? Step forth, and be assured of the great worth of your life's course.
Stuff's about to go down. For an instant, the apparatus goes quiet and the air is still. Then all at once it erupts with a concussive surge. Light floods your vision and you are knocked to the ground. Your head snaps back as you land, and pain wells into the back of your skull, washing your last thoughts away into the black, unconscious void. You open your eyes to a different place, another time. You stand in a circular room, grand and domed, its walls lined with hydra and trimmed with copper. The style is ancient, but the chamber is unweathered. At the far end, a great pillar of hydra pierces the floor from below, its shimmering texture giving the illusion of boundless depth. Encircling the pillar is an apparatus much like the one you have just seen, but immense and multifaceted and intertwined. Your thoughts are yours and not yours, and they seem to exist before you think them, and they are all questions. Pressing questions, troubling questions, questions that must be answered, or... At the base of the pillar now, you see a man with a thick gray beard and ceremonial robe, crowned with a strange ornamental headdress. You know this man. You are walking towards him now at a pace that is hurried, while trying not to appear so. You have something you want to ask him, one question above all, and the question spins madly in your mind. Well, you awaken to find your malaise as broken, only to be replaced with something far more concerning. Faint whispers are audible at the edge of your hearing, like a ringing in your ears that does not subside. Movement flits through your periphery, and when you turn to look, you can see no sign of whatever it was. You find your gaze regularly darting this way and that, an involuntary paranoid tick. If this is a sickness, it may be dangerous to go without treatment for long. It figures that the machines stand frozen in place, flesh and blood replaced by cinders and ash. The man who led them is nowhere to be seen. Heoden and Kilisha lie bloody on the uneven cobbles, their bodies twisted unnaturally in death. You are alone and far from help. Gilded Veil may be your best hope of receiving treatment before things get worse. Character is ready to level up, so yeah, let's do that. So I can increase these skills, so I can basically increase them by 6. I have 6 points left, and yeah, basically more points you put in, the more they cost. So stealth. Stealth allows characters of any class to attempt to avoid being seen or heard. It is used automatically whenever the character is in scouting mode. The higher the character's skill, the closer they can get to enemies before being detected. That's going to be probably a good thing to have. Athletics. Adventuring is tiring work. In addition to the hazards of mortal combat, adventurers have walls to climb, rivers to cross, and pits to leap over. Once per encounter, characters with athletics can use the second wind ability to recover lost endurance. A higher athletics score increases the effect of second wind. In conversations and scripted interactions, athletics is used for physical feats like climbing, swimming, and jumping. Lore represents a character's accumulated miscellaneous knowledge and trivia, often of occult and esoteric topics. Outside of conversations and scripted interactions, lore is used to activate scrolls. Higher lore values allow the character to use higher level scrolls, so I'm definitely not going to use that. Mechanics. Traps and locks can be a problem for even the toughest adventurers, draining their resources and maiming or killing those who are unfortunate enough to trigger an unseen floor plate. The mechanics skill makes it easier to open locks and find and disable traps. Additionally, any character can use the mechanics skill to place traps of their own. The higher the mechanics skill, the more accurate the trap. In conversations and scripted interactions, mechanics can be used to activate or disable a variety of machines. So I'm definitely going to put a point in that. I'm definitely going to put a point in stealth. Survival allows characters to choose from a variety of long-term bonuses each time they camp. The first 6 ranks grants the following bonuses: damage reduction, received healing multiplier, bonus movement, accuracy bonus versus creature type, increased consumable duration, bonus damage versus flanked enemies. After the 6th rank, the previously earned bonuses become more powerful in the same order they were received. Survival can also be used in conversations and scripted interactions that involve wilderness challenges or specialized information about nature. Yeah, that sounds interesting as well. So I have 3 more points. So I can advance this one. Well, okay, so one of the 3 that I've advanced, or possibly one of these. Let's go with athletics. And I'm going to go with mechanics because, yeah, disabling traps is huge in this game. So let's go with that. And talents. Do I have anything? Oh, yeah. Okay. Now it opens up the floor. So there's a lot of talents that I can pick from either offensive, defensive, utility, and class. So these are the class ones. So bonus knockdown. So it basically it's additional use of knockdown per encounter. Rapid recovery boosts the fighter's hardiness, increasing the rate of his or her constant recovery. Acolyte's Radiance. Okay, so that's like you can basically multi-class with these talents. So I could get like a priest. That's the apprentice. Oh, rogue sneak attack. Okay, sweet. Aspirant's Mark. So that's like a druid. Enigma's Charm. That's for a cipher. Yeah, that's one of the other classes. Gallant's Focus. That's paladin. Novice's Suffering is monk. Yeah. Outlander's Frenzy, that's Barbarian. Prestidigitators, Missiles, so that's Wizard. Yeah, so it's kind of cool. You can kind of multi-class this way. Let's check Offensive. Weapon Focus Adventurer. Trains the character in the use of the poleaxe, estoc, flail, wand, and warbow. Knight. Battle axe, sword, morningstar, crossbow. Dagger, rapier, mace, scepter. Currently using mace, so I may go with noble. What are the other ones? Marksman, that's for ranged weapons. 2-weapon style. One-handed style. While wielding a single one-handed weapon, melee weapon, some of the attacker's grazes are converted to hits. Okay. That's cool. What about defensive? Hold the line. Okay. Snake's reflexes. +10 reflex. Bear's fortitude. Bull's will. Weapon and shield style, which is basically what I'm doing now. And graceful retreat. Utility, fast runner. Okay, so that's Scion of Flame. Heart of the Storm. These are like just damage resistances, seems like. Quick switch. Oh, okay. Wound binding, wound binding, field triage. Okay, so I wonder. Dagger, rapier, mace, scepter, rod. Those are not really weapons I like. I prefer going with knight, but I don't have any of those weapons yet. Can I just not do it? No, it's forcing me to do it. Well, if I go quit, I think I could keep it, but yeah, let's go with one-handed style. That's going to give us 30%, plus 30% of grazes are converted to hits with one-handed weapons. Alright, so let's go with confirm. And, oops, no, this. There we go. Yeah. Alright, so I'm going to save my game here. I'll do a new save file. I will finish the stream here. So, yeah, next time we'll continue on. So, thanks to everyone that's been watching. I'll catch you at the next stream. Take care. Bye.